In the week since Texas Senate Bill 8 became law, women seeking to have an abortion have taken on extra costs, such as paying for travel, arranging for childcare, or missing work to get an abortion out of state. On average, women in the state now need to drive 247 miles to get to a clinic. That's up 17 miles, according to the Guttmacher Institute. It would take 7 hours working a minimum wage job in Texas to pay for gas to cover the round trip, the group said. It estimated in 2014 that most women who seek an abortion in the U.S. are in their 20s and below the poverty line. So here to discuss is Bloomberg's personal finance reporter, Claire Ballantyne, who recently wrote about the financial impact of the Texas law for us here at Bloomberg. Claire, thank you so much for joining us. There is a look at your story right there. Abortions alone can cost anywhere from $300 to $1,500 in the U.S. How does Texas's abortion law change that number?
It's causing a ton of extra expenses for these women, many of whom, as we know, are living below the poverty line. A lot are young, they're in their 20s. And because of the ban on abortion, once a pregnancy is further along than 6 weeks, anyone after that is having to travel out of state if they are seeking an abortion. So just with that travel expense, that adds so many extra variables. There's the cost of gas, there's a hotel, there's food on the road, and then there's also, of course, missing out on work. Most people who are seeking abortions that are below the poverty line, whenever they miss work, they miss out on those wages. So it's causing a ton of extra expenses for women.
And Claire, you spoke to a woman who has actually had to go through this in the week since. Can you just share her story and what she experienced?
Yeah, we talked to a couple of women. In the case of both, they realized that under the new law, they weren't going to be able to get an abortion in Texas. That means that automatically a lot of extra struggle going on. So in their cases, there were two of them. They both had to travel out of state to New Mexico. They both missed work. There was the cost of their abortion, which can definitely range, but typically around $600, $700 for the procedure. But each of these women spent over $1,000 having to travel out of state and having to book hotels, along with missing work.
Hey, thanks for watching Bloomberg Quicktake Now. Subscribe to our channel to see the biggest stories the moment they happen from around the world. And tune in to our 24/7 live stream for global news coverage, documentaries, interviews, deep dives, and shows on the stories that you care most about.